Ladies and gentlemen, I have the great honor to welcome all of you to the home of our beloved Ferrari, Monza. Yes, we were supposed to have our first Italian Grand Prix in Imola, but unfortunately, a very bad incident hit, and there were some very, very bad floodings in Imola. I've already discussed this topic before, but for those who are new, what happened, just quickly, I'll make this short. There were some heavy rains that happened in Italia, and there was a few teams that were already in Imola, and the tracks were getting ready, and then this heavy rain hit Imola region, so north of Italia, and the track was filled with water. It was at a few inches of water, where you had like I saw a few pictures of the crew that were working to get their track ready for the weekend, for the Formula One weekend, and they really had water till like their knees, and it was really bad, just not for the track, but also for the people that live in that region as well. A lot of them even passed away, unfortunately. So I want to send my deepest of condolences to these families, and want to just send my prayers for those who were affected and lost their homes. It was a really big tragedy in that a big setback in a way, and tragedies for a few families. And Formula One took a beautiful decision of canceling the whole race, and also they showed a lot of support and sent a lot of fundings to the people that had those tragedies. And Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz even put up their helmets and basically all their suits up for sale, and donating all that money that they made that they were gonna wear. So it was gonna be race worn, their suit for Imola weekend, and they sold it, and then they sent all this money to those victims. So that's what happened. And fortunately, the Tifosis, even including myself, I was really excited for this race. I mean, just Tifosis is so special. So, and then now is the second and last race on the calendar, Italian Grand Prix in the F1 calendar, and we had a second chance. And let me tell you how proud I am to be a Tifosi, how proud I am to love this team, how proud I am to love Ferrari, and ever since I was 6-7 years old, when I first fell in love with Ferrari, and till this day I'm deeply in love with this team. Now seeing Monza and seeing all these beloved Tifosis and the support, it brings me back to why I started loving this team. It's hard season for us, we all know, and now it constantly reminds me when I see Monza. It reminds me of why I fell in love with this beautiful team, why I fell in love with Ferrari. So man, I was so happy. This weekend was fantastico. I'm learning a few words in Italian. I'm trying to learn as much as Italian I can. I'm trying really hard. So bear with me, have some patience with me. But fantastic weekend. It cannot be any other perfect weekend than that. It was red everywhere. What a beautiful weekend. Bellissima. No other words. I was just so happy and excited. Like, let alone our struggles, just seeing Ferrari and seeing Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz in Monza, and you see these videos of them with the Fossies and taking pictures and signing autographs outside the hotel, and just all these videos outside of the track, just beautiful scenes. That were just such a beautiful weekend. I cannot thank God enough for this race as well. So I'll go shortly through what happened in the race. Free practices, beautiful performance by Carlos Sainz. Oh, matter of fact, I forgot. September 1st was also the birthday of Carlos Sainz, our very own pilot. So happy birthday to Carlos Sainz, who turned 29 on September 1st, and he had a fantastic birthday. I saw the video where Frédéric Vasseur was having a little fun with him and trying to put his head in the cake. But you know how strong it's abnormally strong how like their neck. I meant sorry, how strong their neck are. It's abnormal. I know, but it's insane. If you see like a neck of a F1 pilot, it's crazy. So I don't know what Frédéric Vasseur was trying to do here. But yeah, I just want to wish our man Carlos Sainz just a wishful birthday, and he had a fantastic weekend. And free practice, fantastic performance by Carlos Sainz. He was really, really fast. Fantastic performance and nothing else. Just fantastic performance by Carlos Sainz. He was speedy. He was really, really speedy. And Charles Leclerc, he did his thing. I mean, it wasn't his best of performances, but he held his own, and he also put up a very, very good, very, very good performance in the free practices 1, 2, and 3. And then qualies. I want to talk about the qualifying. So usually I don't speak, but no, I don't. I always talk about the race now because I'm trying to keep it short. I feel like if I speak one by one, it's going to make it too long. If I see something special in free practice, if I see a big news that I want to talk about, I'll talk about it in the race video, and I'll just put everything together. But if there's like nothing special that's happening in the free practices that I want to mention and talk about, if it's just like a normal free practice, then I won't even talk about it. I just talk about the race only. But in Monza, we look special, so that's why I'm talking about it. But in Monza, we look fantastic. Like seriously, like free practices as well. Like right from the start, right from free practice number 1, we were showing some tremendous speed, and Sainz was, like I said in the beginning, like he was really, really fast. And Charles Leclerc also, he was also around the lines of P3, P4-ish. And in the qualies, oh man, I had so much fun. I had a blast. Like I was generally, after, like I must say, after so many weeks, like even like going back to 2022, I mean, after we started, we screwed our championship and we basically gave away the championship to Max Verstappen. After like the half season in 2022, I've never felt that happy. Of course, at the end of the race, that was pretty special from Charles Leclerc finishing P2 in the drivers' championship. But this year, I wasn't too happy. We had a few stints there and there, but generally, like the whole weekend from A to Z, I generally felt so happy. Like I was generally so happy. Free practices and qualies. And qualies especially blew my mind. It blew my mind. Like Charles Leclerc was so fast. It was so fast. And then, of course, Max Verstappen is Max Verstappen. I don't need to say much about him. And then Carlos Sainz on the last lap, like everybody's putting their times, and then you see, okay, unfortunately, Charles Leclerc came in at a P3, and then Max Verstappen was at P1. And then at the end, it was Carlos Sainz that was also coming to put up his time, and it was his basically his last lap before quali. I mean, it was already checkered flag, so then it was Sainz's turn to put up his time because Verstappen and the rest of the pilots, they've already put their time. Sainz beat Verstappen. I could not believe it. I mean, all the Ferrari fans, because I run a group chat as well, and I have a Tifosi group chat that I run on Instagram, and we were losing our mind. We were like genuinely so happy. We're like, all I saw in the group chat was people spamming Forza Ferrari, Forza Ferrari. Like it was insane. Like it was insane. I genuinely like disconnected from the world, and all I was thinking was Sainz, Leclerc, Ferrari. That's all I was thinking about. I was just genuinely so happy, and I had a blast of the day. Now the race. Once again, we ended up at P3 and P4. That was expected. Of course, it kind of disappointed me that we could not have gotten P1 and 2 and getting a Ferrari 1 and 2. But overall, we did a fantastic. We literally fought our asses off. We literally fought till the very, very end, and Of course, Red Bull are just different breed. I mean, we did everything we had. Like, we gave everything we had in our tank. Like, there's nothing more we can do. I mean, we all know that Red Bull have a rocket ship. And Max Verstappen and Checo, Sergio Perez, they have just a rocket ship of a car. We literally threw everything. And then Carlos Sainz, once again, and he finally got his reward after a big screw ups from the FIA in the last few races, even starting from Australia. That really frustrated me, like, really badly. But after that, I mean, he's so close to the podium, never got it, but he finally got his reward, and just so happy to see Sainz on the podium again after so long, because he deserved it. He deserved it. So seeing him on the podium just made me genuinely so happy. I mean, just seeing him smile, and finally it paid off. I mean, I know he would have liked to be P1 and giving Ferrari a P1 and 2, but he did his everything. I mean, even started a race all the way to like lap 12, 13, where Verstappen finally he took our P1. All the way till there for 12, 13 laps. Carlos Sainz turned into the Minister of Defense of España. Or even, let's go even deeper, Minister of Defense straight from Madrid. I mean, this lad, he turned into Sergio Ramos. He turned into Pepe. Like, this guy's defense, the way he was defending against Verstappen was out of this world. I mean, literally, these words are enough. Defense Minister of España. That's it. He turned. It was insane. Like, I was on top of my seat. I could not believe what I was seeing from Carlos Sainz. It was phenomenal. It was after Silverstone. After Silverstone, that was the best race of Sainz's career. I mean, that was just phenomenal. Like, I have no words for it. Just once again, same word, Defense Minister of España. I mean, I know that belongs to Sergio Perez as well. I mean, Defense Minister of Mexico. But Sainz also deserves it. I mean, he also turned into a Defense Minister of España. I mean, fantastic. And then Charles Leclerc, I mean, he also did his thing. I mean, they had a fantastic teamwork. At the end, personally, I know it's a little controversial there. I know Ferrari gave them the opportunity to race in the last 2 laps, and Sainz and Leclerc, they had a really big racing going there, and even Sainz and I think Leclerc also locked up racing each other, and they almost went off, both of them, and they actually went off a few times, but nothing really changed because like they were in the positions and they both went off at the same time. But it was some hard racing, and a lot of people were saying we're coming against Leclerc for being a little selfish, but it's racing. It doesn't matter. I know it's a teammate. I know you're trying to finish the race. I was like that too. I was like saying, I was like, just be smart. Of course, race really hard. That's an old school way, but just be smart. At least, try to beat Carlos Sainz, but just don't crash out. Don't make a stupid mistake. I mean, at the end of the day, it's Ferrari, and of course you put team first, but also it's also good to race. You don't want to just take a seat back. That's not a true nature of a F1 pilot or any motorsport pilot. That's not in their mentality. So you cannot just tell a pilot. Of course, if it's for a championship, then that's a different story. But I liked it at the end. I liked just to see who's better and having a proper race between our lads. I think it's a little controversial there. I wasn't too comfortable with Leclerc and Sainz at the end and having a proper race, but I don't mind it. It's old school racing. Bring back some of that Barrichello and versus Schumacher, or that Felipe Massa era, or that Leclerc versus Vettel. I know they had a few moments in 2018-ish, 2019. They had their own races there. It got tiny a few times. It got testy there. So bring back some old school racing there, But really fantastic performance by our by our team. I'm so proud. Forza Ferrari. And also really happy with the pit stop as well. I was so surprised we actually managed to do a pit stop so fast. I think we did like under 2 seconds, like 2.6 or 2.7 ish. Really good. Really good pit stop. And we did a one stop, so we only had one pit stop the whole race. That was so amazing as well. And usually we always have some 2 stops, or sometimes we require 3 if we have a crash, and unfortunately we have to do if we can't finish the race and somebody crash into us, that's a different story. But we always have some like issues with our car, and we have to do a double pit stops in our races. But in this race, that was really special. We had a one pit stop race. So that was some new stuff coming in from Ferrari, and it shows confidence, it shows improvement. So I'm really sorry for this long video. It was a really special video for me to do, and I just wanted to put everything and just show my full emotion into this video. I don't care if it's 20 minutes. It's something special. It's really something special. So everything is good. Frédéric Vasseur, I trust in him. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, I have my big trust in them. Fantastic performance. We got a podium. Sainz got his podium finally, and Charles Leclerc just came in behind him at P4. Fantastic performance. The only team that beat us is Red Bull, of course. But then we were the best team after them, and we did everything. And that performance by Sainz versus Verstappen for 12 laps was out of this world, kept me on my seat, kept me into it. It was crazy. So Forza Ferrari, I love you all, my tifosis. So thank you very much. Grazie to all of you for watching my video, and I hope that this is just improvement. I hope that we can see Ferrari back on top. So see you in Singapore. That's where the next Grand Prix will be. So thank you all. Grazie. Have a great night. Bye-bye.